Hi, I'm Tom Mayenknecht, host of the Sport Market on Team 1040 and TeamRadio.ca. The paradox contrasting the on-ice and off-ice performance level of Canada's 6 National Hockey League franchises has been an emerging sport business storyline for us these past few weeks as we approach the NHL All-Star Weekend in Raleigh, North Carolina. But it was laid bare this week on Wednesday Night Hockey on TSN. The doubleheader of national broadcasts on the Sports Network saw the New York Rangers whitewash the Toronto Maple Leafs 7-0 before the Minnesota Wild extinguished the Calgary Flames 6-0. Big losses before big sellout crowds at the Air Canada Centre and the Scotiabank Saddledome. It was the perfect metaphor for where many of Canada's NHL teams are at the midway mark of the 2010-11 regular season. On the ice, 4 of the NHL's 6 worst-performing franchises this season are Canadian, with Calgary at number 25 in the overall league standings, Toronto at number 26, the Ottawa Senators at 27, and the Edmonton Oilers at 29 in the 30-team NHL. It is one of the worst mid-season report cards for Canadian teams in modern NHL history. Only the number 2 ranked Vancouver Canucks, tops in the Western Conference, and the number 12 ranked Montreal Canadiens, 7th in the East, would make the playoffs if they were to begin today. The paradox is that in spite of the poor on-ice records, the Canadian teams are all among the top performers in the NHL off the ice. The 6 Canadian teams are all in the top half of the NHL in every major sport business category. In fact, according to us here at the Sport Market, 3 of the top 5 hockey businesses in the NHL are Canadian: Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. Add Calgary, and 4 of the top 10 in the aggregate of NHL financial statistics are Canadian. Despite most of them being near the cellar of the NHL standings on the ice, the Canadian teams are among the league leaders in attendance, ticket sales revenue, regional broadcast ratings, internet traffic, merchandising, and the big kahuna, franchise valuation. Only the Ottawa Senators are not selling out every game this season. It's an interesting paradox for analysts, but a frustrating one for fans who are so passionately connected to hockey and their favorite NHL teams here in Canada. I'm among those who believes the financial success of the Canadian teams in this post-lockout era should inevitably translate into more on-ice success, but it obviously has not happened yet, with only Montreal and Vancouver enjoying success both on-ice and off-ice these past 5.5 seasons. Especially in the salary cap era, it shows that money does not equal winning and on-ice results. What is the key to success in the NHL? To me, the teams with money, and all the Canadian teams have money and lots of it, must invest it where the salary cap doesn't constrain spending, in areas such as player development, services, and amenities. Those areas could and should have an impact on improving the on-ice product, especially over the long term. That thinking needs to be applied not only to the big league roster, but to the farm teams. The teams with long-term plans will almost certainly be the ones who are every bit as successful on the ice as they are off of it. Watch for the ones who show continuity and long-term thinking in their decision-making with respect to management, coaching, scouting, and players to be the ones contending for the Stanley Cup. Until then, if you're a Canadian hockey fan, you can only hope Vancouver and Montreal continue to remind us what it's like to have a winning record in the NHL, both on and off the ice. We need the reminder, as it's now 17 years and counting since the Canadian team, Montreal, last won Lord Stanley's mug.